Kal Alalyam La Yahweh Basham Shal Yahushai Barakat Yahweh Barakat Yahushai Shalom Akim Shalom to the house of David, Shalom to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to elect, the men pushing the truth in the four corners, in the highways and byways. Prayer is something that that's going to sustain us in these times. It's such, that we should understand prayer and understand how Yahweh Hashem Yahushai deems prayer, right? This is James chapter 5 and verse 16. It says, confess your faults one to another and pray for one another that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. The point is that the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man will avail much, right? The scripture is very specific of what type of person, right? The prayer that comes from a specific type of person will avail much. It didn't say the effectual fervent prayer will avail much. It went on to specify the righteous man, right? Because you need to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments for your prayer to be heard by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? In cases, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will deal with people through ignorance because they don't know. But you need to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and having that faith in Yahushai and Mashiach for your prayer to avail much. This is to show you how come a person would be righteous or deemed as being righteous. This is Psalms 119. Psalms 119 and verse 142. It says, and verse 142, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. The everlasting righteousness of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is his laws and commandments and statutes. You understand? So you need to be keeping the laws and commandments for your prayer to avail much. This is Romans chapter 7 and verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good. So the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good. And that is what makes you a righteous man, because you're trying to the best of your ability to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You're not running around doing a bunch of unrighteousness, but you're trying to your best to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's how come your prayer will be heard by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to avail much. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 17. It says, pray without ceasing. So pray without stopping. Pray at all times. Whatever you're thinking about, just hit a quick prayer. When you're going through certain affliction, just pray within those moments. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of Yahweh. For this is the will of Elohim in the Mashiach Yahushai concerning you. Understand? So there's the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. For one, for you to go through certain affliction, and two, for you to continue praying and giving thanks unto him at all times while going through these affliction and through these pains. You understand? This is Philippians Ephesians Yeah, Philippians chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, be careful for nothing. You understand? So be anxious for nothing. Don't look towards anything. Right? But in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Halahayim, or be made known unto God, or to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So don't be anxious for anything, but in all things, with prayer and supplication, make your requests known unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So whatever it is that you desire in these times, by prayer and supplication, let those things be known unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Don't run and seek after these things. Pray about it, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will give it unto you. This is 1 John chapter 5. Yeah, 1 John chapter 5 and verse 14. It says, and this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. You understand? According to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, he will hear us. And there's one of the reasons why you find that these so-called Christians, they pray and they don't feel anything. For one, they're praying for many reasons, for many reasons, because one, they're praying to a false God. You're not calling on him by his true name. Two, most of the things that you're praying for is not according to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Three, you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So you won't receive these things. Understand? So it must be according to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Does Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will that you have this thing? Does he decree or declare that you have these things that you're praying for? So it needs to line up to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and he will hear us. Verse 15. And if we know that he hear us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petition that we desire of him. So the request that you're making, or you're asking of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you will receive it, because it's according to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that you get these things. Right? This is Sirach chapter 18 and verse 23. Yeah, Sirach chapter 18 and verse 23. Before thou prayest, prepare thyself. So before you pray, ensure that you know exactly what it is that you're asking for, or what is it that you want, or what is it that you're seeking after. Prepare yourself. If you need to write it down, just to ensure that this is something that you want indeed, and you're not just asking for something for its sake. Prepare thyself. Prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempted Yahweh. Understand? So prepare yourself, know exactly what is it that you're asking for, and don't be as someone that tempts Yahweh. You understand? Don't make a request just for making request's sake. Don't ask for things that you're just asking for it. Don't be as somebody that tempts Yahweh. Understand? Because you're just praying for things because you have a mouth, and you know that Yahweh is willing to hear and answer your prayers. You're just going to pray and ask for things. You understand? And with that, Shalom. Hope this video was edifying and let you brothers understand, the meaning behind prayer. Shalom, Brakatah. Until another time.